Hi guys, it's so good to have you here. My name is Oluwamoremide and you're welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. I film about faith, lifestyle and entertainment, and it's always good to have you here. I really want to dedicate January to a purpose series, short and impactful. So let's get right to it. Last year Barbie was released, and this soundtrack for it was a trend. Was I made for? And it's so beautiful. I so much love the song. I love, I don't know what's it called, the rhythm, the lyrics. Was I made for? But then really he planted a seed of burden to me that I have to talk about it. Because sometimes I know that we have, like, I do still have, sometimes I'm just alone, I'm sitting and I'm like, what exactly do you want from me, Lord? Like, why am I here? Because sometimes we're not seeing results as we should, or like efforts are not equating with the results we are seeing, I am seeing. And sometimes it beckons the question, what was I made for? Or sometimes in times of like a little bit of doubt and stuff like that. So yeah, it might have been a question that you ask, it might be a question that you ask, and I would like to talk about it. So what was I made for? It begs the question of purpose. What is purpose? Purpose is the reason for something, the reason behind the creation, but the reason behind the existence of something. So when you're talking about what is my purpose, what is your purpose, you're saying what is the reason why I'm here? What is the reason for me? Why was I created? What was I made for? And it's basically very simple. You need not be confused. Just know two things. You were made for God's glory, and you were made for impact unto men. I would link some Bible verses if I can during the editing, but it's as simple as that. What's the reason behind your creation? Why are you here at this time? You were made for God's glory. You were made for the impact of men. And we see it through the Bible. We see it in the book of Genesis, how that man was created, and it was declared upon him to dominate, to rule, to be in charge. But man fell, and we see the way life turned to be, right? And it's going down to the book of Genesis, how that God then began to give skills unto men, and certain things stood certain men out. I can't remember why, but then onto some people, they were given the gift of crafting. They were able to craft, they were able to do this, and men spread. They were, civilization was starting to happen. These things that were inside them, they were bringing them out, and it was beautiful to see, right? And it showed, like, God gave you these things, right, for you to have a beautiful life, for you to dominate. Give you this instrument, these things embedded inside men to dominate, to impact, right? But it gets funny when men then forget the core part of their purpose, which is glorifying God, worshiping, made to worship, made for his glory, made for his honor, made to reference that when you go through all this impacting, when you go through life, these situations, these beautiful times, you remember, you're able to accord, you're able to know that you came from somewhere, that there is somebody behind this thing, behind this you that you see. And we see through the Bible how that, you see, God does not share his glory. What pisses him more than anything is men forgetting that he created them, that he is the one behind everything, behind the things that you have not chosen to be idols. Men seem to forget, that God is the reason behind it all. And then you see of that in the Bible during the time of Moses, men made unto themselves, golden images. They began to worship gold, began to worship silver. They began to lose their mind, basically. I have seen men in the place of impacting forget God, forget to accord glory, get lost in all the bliss, and forget to remember that there is a God, that there is somebody behind it all. Let me just really talk about impact. There is something very, very specific that has been deposited in you. It is a place of personal dealing and personal searching for you to know. But you were not sent empty. You were not sent without a package. There is something that you have to offer. There is something that you have to give your world. And these things that you have, like I said, the working hand to be able to accord God the glory. So we see the different, I think the spheres that they are now, the ministries, the family, the different spheres that they have now, and men are dominating. Men have, skills to dominate certain spheres, which is beautiful. But don't forget to give God the glory. So usually, when you're thinking, oh, what's the reason behind my why am I here? Just know, yes, you were made for God's glory. Yes, you were made for impact unto men, unto earth. Fulfillment of purpose, fulfillment of destiny is when you can boldly say that yes, you have made impact unto men and God has taken the glory over your life. Usually when people ask that what's my purpose, I then realize that what people actually really want to know or really have in mind in asking is, what do I have inside me to offer? How do I bring out what is in me, this thing that I have? How do I bring it out? How do I use it? Or how do I become a person of impact? How do I then turn these things around to give God glory? How do I multiply these things? And I will be talking about that in the next episode. So I hope you liked it. I hope it was, even though brief, it reminded you of something. Yeah. So I'll see you in the next episode. Make sure if you liked it, and comment down below if you have something to say, and subscribe if you haven't, share if you were blessed and you want others to be blessed. I love you. Prayers, hugs, and kisses.